Looks like everything's running smoothly so far. Let me get the VTuber all set up real quick. Alright, people should be able to do silly things now.
Yay!
Stupidest introduction.
Alright, we were partway through cleaning the carousel. Gonna have to get used to all of my, controls again. Okay. R to rotate, this for moving, equipping, got it.
Garrett is consuming his mic through his nose.
Yeah, fun thing about having a flexible mic arm on your headset is that it can sometimes get stuck on the other side of the cord.
Mm-hmm.
Without you noticing. So yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Also, Kai, I will text the silly intro to you.
Oh, thank you.
I thought this is the funniest way to clean all of this. And round and round and round and round and round, round and round and round and round and round and round and round.
Round, round, I get around, I get around. And everybody gets around. You get around.
I am around.
Yeah.
I am looking for my last.
How do I solve this? Right, I'm gonna
Last
just
what?
switch it up for
I am collecting stories to read on stream tonight.
now. Well, we
Oh,
are
yeah.
live.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to get the last two.
Alright. Let's see, pull this. Let's get this clean. Yep, beautiful.
Okay. That's the second to last one. And I just need to get the Haribo gummy bear ones.
Oh no! The Haribo gummy bear ones are gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I heard 2 days in a row from this one guy about pregnancy because he's just gone top, most recent or whatever. One of them was this 18-year-old with a 24-year-old boyfriend.
Ooh.
Aw.
She's like 20 weeks pregnant, and he's like, well, you're getting fat. And she's like, it's just natural baby weight. My doctor said so. And he's like, well, no, because pregnancy only affects the abdomen.
Buddy! There's literally
with him.
studies that have proven that pregnancy literally can affect your brain.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
everything
why they
only
call it
reverts to
pregnancy brain.
normal like 5 years after.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another one about a pregnant lady, and I don't remember what it was. But then there was another one where this, like, these teen parents have their baby's 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the father writing this, and he's like, yeah, so this is this and that and this and that, and I'm like, oh, this guy knows. He cares. He prepared.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, teen parents, I know, but it happened. But his girlfriend's friends were trying to feed their 3-month-old baby a blended up McDonald's cheeseburger.
Girls.
No.
And he was like, I shouldn't have left them alone. I could have taken the call in the other room, or could have taken the baby with me. But they were trying to feed my daughter blended up cheeseburger, saying, oh, it'll be fine. No, they're not supposed to have anything besides breast milk and formula for the first at least 6 months. I'm like, oh, he got a good head on his shoulders. Yeah. I was kind of proud of that kid.
I would be too.
Yeah, he kicked the friends out and was like, "You're not allowed around my kid alone again, ever."
Forever.
I know they say it takes a village, but you also don't want the village poisoning the baby.
I'd rather not have the village burn down my house, please.
Exactly.
We have enough arson cases. We don't need more.
No, I think that's just your
Okay.
thought.
The bear is outside my house again.
The bear is back!
There's a bear outside your house?
Yeah?
So, I live right next to the woods. Like, when I say right next to the woods, I mean I turn right, no, I turn left out of my front door and it's woods!
Oh, damn.
As far as the eye can see. And I live on a decently longish street that has a bunch of houses, and, sometimes the bear goes, "Hey, do you remember to bring your trash can in today? You didn't?
Snacks!
Well, don't mind
Yippee!
if I just sniff through." So, the last time the bear showed up, I did essentially, like, fire alarm beeps through our security cameras on the garage to get it to leave. I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't go outside. It was a fucking bear. And I weigh, like, 85 fucking pounds.
Oh yeah, no, you're not winning against a bear.
I'm not winning against a bear. I am thingy food. So, I activated the mic on the camera and just went beep, 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 until the thing left.
And it did leave.
It worked. It also went through every single garbage can on the block, except for ours. Well, it went through ours. That's how I realized it was outside, because I heard it dragging the trash can across the driveway.
Let me bring this in for you.
Like, here you go. I'll bring this right up to your garage, honey. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks. Alrighty. I have a few silly stories.
Yippee!
Read to everyone. Most of them are from the same person, but I have a few just scattered about. And I know one person in this chat looks at Ferret, reads the Reddit stories about, like, the Am I the Asshole?
Oh, we've all read the Am I the Asshole stories.
So, if there's one you specifically want me to read, because I will read these with funny voices.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I will check.
Don't give me too many, but you can give me, like, an amount.
I'm not giving you the my sister is 5 months older than me one.
Let me check how the stream is smooth.
That was the first one that came to mind.
The stream is beyond smooth. Okay.
Yay!
It's Beyonce.
Yeah, like only 4% dropped frames, and we have had way worse on other games.
Yeah. But my sister is 5 months older than me, story is, like, sad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like, keep them to funny. That's what I'm going to ask. Like, I don't need to cry while reading these stories.
Yeah.
That's why we've got Haribo sugar-free gummy bears is one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have, getting the governor to give you a pizza.
Yes! Oh, that's a good one.
We have an old woman will arrive at the station at 2:47 a.m.
Oh, that one.
We have the turkey story in 2001. We have Van has officially declared it spooky season.
Okay.
We have the 1969 Easter Mass incident.
Oh.
Okay.
That one has a content warning. We have Officer and Miss Magnifique.
Ah, yes.
We have Haribo Sugar Gummy Bears. How would I forget this? What does the acronym TIFU stand for?
Today I fucked up.
Today I fucked up. Today I fucked up by throwing my steak out of a window.
Yes, that one!
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And today I fucked up secretly eating mushrooms while my wife was asleep in a house full of cats.
I don't think those mushrooms
I don't
were
know
a
that
secret.
one, but it sounds good.
Let's listen to that one first.
Alright.
Today I fucked up, secretly eating mushrooms while my wife was asleep in a house full of cats.
Oh, hello,
This
Taka
happened a
Hero.
long while...
These are Reddit and Tumblr stories.
We needed something to do today, so I spent 30 minutes before stream gathering as many as I could find that I felt would be funny for stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only so much you can talk about while cleaning dirt off of.
Off of
Things.
carousels and other things, yeah.
We have, like, exhausted so many of them.
Here we go. It was April when I started this journey. During the winter, I became a member of a magic mushroom forum and was learning all I could about growing magic mushrooms. I tried it once before and grew only a yellowish green mush that smelled of sweaty socks, but this time would be different. I had a spore print sent to me and it was off to the races. I had tried mushrooms once before about 10 years prior, and the experience was rather enjoyable. I've had too many bad experiences with LSD to ever think about trying it, and from what I remember, the mushroom experience was much less chaotic and harsh for me than the majority of my acid trips have been. After following every tip I could gather about a month and a half of waiting, I have viable mushrooms drying in the food dehydrator. The whole journey, from spore print to fruit, was done for reasons I don't yet have a great grasp on. I was thinking at the time that growing them would impart some spiritual meaning into my experience. It had been a long, long time since I had taken any illegal substance, and I wanted to be special in some way. Growing them myself was an attempt at providing that, I guess. The night I took them, I wasn't really planning on doing so. I was bored out of my wits and chatting with online friends. I told them I was going to eat my mushrooms, but didn't know how much to eat without a scale. Took a few pics of my intended dose, posted them, and immediately got advice to cut the dose in half. So, with my wife asleep, I went down to the kitchen and made a concoction of purple slush and powdered mushrooms and gulped it down. I went back up, told the chatters that the deal was done, and that I was taking a shower and would be back once the fun started. In the shower, about 5 minutes pass when I feel a rush like I was, Jesus. What spelling error is that?
Welcome to Reddit.
I think that's supposed to be I'm gonna pretend that's my. Like my consciousness was being pulled away from my body. It was, I was fighting to keep it with me. It felt as though I had let it fly. If I had let it fly away, I would have a full out-of-body experience. But for some reason, I felt compelled to hold on to it. I quickly turned off the water and looked down at my feet. They seemed miles away. And that's when it hit me that the shrooms were kicking in. Out of the shower, I put on the same clothes I came in with and headed upstairs. The shower is in the basement of the house, and there is a door at the top of the stairs. Opening the door, the light from the kitchen blasted my eyes, and I got a good gauge of how far along in the experience I was. I could see that the kitchen floor looked smooth and had a liquid-like texture, but before I could survey any more, my black cat ran down into the basement. I didn't want to forget about him down there, and it never really, yeah, he definitely wrote this high, I bet you.
Probably high on the same stuff he took during this story. Because he didn't want to forget what he saw.
Have mercy. That's
Or
just...
maybe he did take the LSD.
True.
Both
I feel the
at the
same
same
after
time.
quitting League.
And it never really occurred to me that I could just leave the door open and shoo any member of our herd that wandered down there after my trip out. I trudged down the stairs after him, scooped him up, and started back up the stairs. Halfway up, a brown blur flew down the stairs as another cat dove into the basement. I tossed the black one into the kitchen and went down after the brown one. While picking up the brown one, the black cat came back down the steps again and I scooped him up too. Now I'm carrying 2 cats up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, doors are wide open, and I can see our other 3 cats have come to investigate the commotion. As I made the final push to the top, they all jumped into action like they had planned it in advance. I started laughing hysterically, let go of the cats in my arms, and sat on the top step as I watched all the cats bounce down the stairs. I found the whole situation so funny. Here I am, coming up hard on mushrooms. I can feel the confusion building every second, and now I have to figure out a way of getting all 5 cats out of the basement. By the time I had collected myself and devised a plan, my face was hot and objects were starting to move. The time dilation had manifested, and minutes were taking longer and longer. My plan was to go down, capture 1 cat at a time, and usher them up the stairs. Once I got to 5, the task would be complete. I raced down, grabbed the first cat I came across, and ran to the landing, tossed it pretty forcefully up the last 3 steps into the kitchen, so it would get to the point I didn't want them back down there. Back down I went, did the same thing. That's 2 down, 3 to go. I was getting more confused by the minute, and on the 4th cat, I had forgotten how many cats I had previously ushered up the stairs. Cue facepalm, but I'm not actually slapping my face because I wear glasses now and I am not breaking those. On my way back down, I decided to count the cats downstairs, and that would let me know how many were upstairs.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, the whole time I had neglected one key detail in my foolproof plan. The door was still open.
Yep!
Just as I reached the basement floor, the whole herd came stampeding down again. Plan A was an utter failure. Formulated just as quickly as Plan A was Plan B. Cats have got names, right? I will count the cats as I bring them up and remember the name of each cat so that I don't lose track of like the last time. Brilliant! I thumped back down the stairs and grabbed...
I'm just like, oh, buddy!
Oh no, the cats' names are great. I go back down the stairs and grab Funchy, the black one, and take him upstairs. He quickly tries to run back down, and I push him back and close the door. Back down the stairs I go, I grab another cat, Sammy number 2. I put her upstairs and close the door behind me. At this point, my mind is worn out. Things are moving very well, and the walls have waves in them and on them. It was all but impossible to keep my mind on task at the task on hand. Those two things, coupled with the fact that the time dilation is making the last 5 minutes chasing these beasts feel like I've been at it for hours, is making this fool's errand about as much as my brain can handle in its current state. I'd trudge on, trying to complete this task and grab another cat, but again at the top of the stairs I forgot where I was in the order. I had put the cat upstairs and tried to count the cats up there to give me an idea of how many were left, but, of course, they were not in the kitchen anymore. And again, it escapes me that if I just keep bringing up cats until I run out of cats to retrieve, I will be through with this clusterfuck. Unable to think past my current predicament, I race around the stairs looking for the cats that have been brought up, and they are nowhere to be found. My state had grown worse, and I start thinking that maybe they got outside. But there is no way they could get outside because no one opened the door! The door! I forgot to close the basement door! Fuck. This is actually written down, I love it. Ran back into the kitchen and down the stairs for the 50 quadrillionth time, and bam! They were all there, all 5 of them, safe and sound. I'd found the missing cats, hallelujah. They weren't outside. My wife would have killed me if they were gone. Me all high and shit, and the cats go missing. I may as well pack my shit and go. What a relief. I love my cats. He is now kissing the cats. Wait. Are we still in the basement? Goddamn. This is a whole sentence. Fucking cocksucking son of a bitch, mother damn shit hell. I am done. My mental ability is gone. Each trip up and down felt like an eternity. I only had just enough energy to get up the stairs to the couch. I kneel by the couch and think about what I'm going to do. I am mentally exhausted because apparently counting to 5 is impossible while on mushrooms. My mind racing to come up with a solution to this impossible problem, and never once did I think of just down there until they found something more entertaining to do than drive me out of my fucking mind. The white flag was up. It was over. I needed the big gun. 2 or 3 a.m., and she had to get up and go to work in the morning, but I had no other choice. I needed an adult. I have to wake my wife. She would make it all better. She would tame those damn Helians, and all would be fine. But it wasn't fine. I went upstairs to our room and woke her in the gentlest way possible by jumping on the bed and yelling, "Help! I took mushrooms! 5 cats in the basement and I can only count to 4! Not the way I had envisioned it going down in my head, but I was happy to get that much out without forgetting the reason why I woke her up in the first place. Sleepily, she marches down the stairs and I lead her to the kitchen where the basement door was still wide open. All I could do was stand at the door and point down the stairs. I think I may have whimpered a little too with my gesture.
Buddy.
He was not amused. I thought I was finally going to get closure. She would get the cats from the basement and I would be saved, but no! My savior turned to tormentor. She said the only words in the world that would crush me into an even more pitiful state. Well, go get them, she said. She didn't understand that I was fighting this fight for what seemed like days now and wanted nothing more than to curl up in the corner and cry until I fell asleep. She had no clue how close I was to breaking down. Tears welled up as I crossed the threshold into the basement door and descended again into my own personal hell. I scooped up a kitty, carried it slowly upstairs, setting it on the kitchen floor. "1," my wife said in a long, drawn-out voice, like she was talking to a 2-year-old. Back down I went, and grabbed up another bundle of joy and slinked up the stairs, only to be shamed again by a long drawn-out 2. And by the 3rd cat, short audible boop boop sounds were coming from me as I was almost to the breaking point. My wife had begun to laugh at me, and seemed to laugh harder each time I came up with an even more beaten than before. With the last cat brought up, I was greeted with a sighing 5 and a "Now, was that so hard?" from my wife. I apologized, but she waved me off with a stern, "Well, we'll talk about this in the morning," and went upstairs to bed. The cat ordeal was over, but the trip was far from it. I was immensely grateful to my online buddies who talked me into having the dose, because the rest of the night was filled with confusion and mindfuckery and intense time dilation. Not really a bad trip as bad trips go, but not at all enjoyable. I think I can cross mushies off the list of viable boredom relievers. I won't be doing them again anytime soon. TLDR, ate magic mushrooms for the first time in many years, and chased cats out of the basement all night until I gave up and got my wife to tame the beasts.
Also,
Ooh.
hello XT, who says, "Hello,
Hi.
Jupers, welcome back to another episode of Rubbing Jupe's Bald Head. Today we're gonna try to get the combo twice, not in a row, because that
Hell
is
yeah.
crazy. No!
Okay.
Well, we're also reading Reddit stories.
I have found a Reddit story that I would love to, like, actually read out, but I am basically unable to find it because it has been deleted from Am I the Asshole? And
Hold on.
it has been, like, because it was deleted,
There we go.
and
Why are we watching a park?
because it was deleted, it was,
Oh yeah, we're watching a carousel because the guy bought it for and wanted to get more money than the guy who owns the giant roller coasters, so they hired us to clean the carousel so that people would actually want to ride it.
If you can find the story, either by taking screenshots of...
Oh no!
I'm going to screen the video.
No, I'm bald!
Yes!
Cube is blue
No!
Yeah!
XT's going for that
Slap
bald
Tube's
run
bald
grab.
head with a fish! Oh, I need to crack my neck really bad, guys.
So yeah, I will get screenshots. Because the only place that I can find this now is one of those Subway Surfers.
Oh
videos.
yeah, those.
So kind of
Wonderful.
prepare for a bajillion screenshots.
Fuck you, man. Can I ask you one tiny favor? I love you so much. Can you please, for the love of God, crop out the Subway Surfer part and just leave me with the text?
It is... I will get as much of the text as possible. It is like a pale blue with yellow for the word that they're on, as it's being read aloud, which is...
Got it.
But I am just cropping out the text.
Wonderful. That's all I need. Because I will have to scroll into it, and if
The
it's...
brain rot baiting Subway Surfers videos. Yeah, it's...
We've become Reddit readers.
It's Reddit stories, except we're doing it and we're actually chatting and vibing and reacting. We're mostly going
I
for the
do
funny
have
ones, like
one that
Haribo
I-
sugar-free gummy bears.
Yes. God, that one's so funny. I do have one that I really, really want to read, and now that I 100% know there are people in chat, oh, I get to do one of my favorites,
Oh boy.
which is, today I fucked up by throwing my steak out of a window.
It's a good one,
This
chat.
one
It's
is
a
one of
good
my-
one.
This one's one of my favorites of all time. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads, and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to find how undercooked this steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of raw steaks. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there, fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with this without eating the steak. Claim veganism? No, I already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive. Realizing that she could return at any moment, I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's the big time FU. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest frickin' window you've ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare, was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but it was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it, and it snipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz. Right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, etc., etc. Both women continued to stare at me, like I had escaped from the loony bin, as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incident are, "I'm fine." TLDR, I to sneakily throw my undercooked steak through an open window, only to find out it wasn't open. Update, I just got the first post "I'm fine" communication from my wife via text, who is at work. Good news. Her and I just had a good laugh over how much of a fucking idiot you are. I hope you know you will never live this down. Love you, you fucking moron.
We got
I
a
love
my
that
stomach, no! Yeah.
Oh. I love some of these stories, man. It can have me rolling in seconds. Ooh. My God. Is this the full story or are we still getting parts?
That is the entire story.
Okay. Am I the asshole for demanding my girlfriend divorces her husband on Stardew Valley?
Over Stardew Valley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I, 26 male, have been with my girlfriend, 19 female, for a bit over 2 years now?
A bit over. Yeah.
So she was in between 16 and 17? Okay. I was actually planning on proposing soon, but I think this issue has me rethinking our entire relationship.
Buddy, that is a
She's been
teenager,
playing
that is a
Star-
child.
She has been playing Stardew Valley for about 6 months now, and actually only showed me recently. When I saw what she was doing on the game, I was taken aback to say the least. I thought the game was a farming RPG or something,
It is.
but little did I know she had been fostering an inappropriate relationship on the game.
Oh my god.
When I asked her why there was another player in her house, she explained that she had a roommate in the game. Now this is the part where I may be the asshole. Oh, Christ.
Buddy, this is
I'm
the
not-
part?
I am not a gamer myself, but I knew something was wrong with this.
It's probably an NPC, bro!
I waited until she fell asleep and logged on to her game. I talked to the man in her house, and to my horror, they were married. I waited until the morning to confront her about this, when she told me it's just a game, and that she has to go to work. I lost it, and asked her how she thinks this is appropriate, and how she could even imagine a life with another man that isn't me. She told me that I'm being ridiculous, and that I'm crazy, but my friends are on my side, so am I an asshole?
Also, okay, she said, the OP said player, but OP has never played Stardew. And in Stardew, there are romanceable NPCs. And if she was
Yeah.
playing with another player, like, the other player would have been like, she wouldn't be playing at this hour, who is this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also, I think... I'm sorry, I can't get over that beginning.
The age gap!
Uh-huh.
Like, once you get to, like... Once you start dating at, like, 18, 19, I can understand that age gaps to some other people are not as important as other parts of the relationship. Like, absolutely no shame. The minute the person is legitimately a minor, then we have problems.
Wait, but she said she had a roommate. Yes, because that's how you have roommates in Stardew. Is there either...
Oh. She said it was a roommate because she didn't want to explain the entirety of, oh, we're married in the game. Probably because she knows what he's like.
Probably because she knows this guy's controlling as fuck.
And yeah, this is like a good way to explain it. Let's see, what games have romance options? I have no idea if have you ever played this, but have you ever played Fire Emblem?
I haven't, but I've heard of it.
Alright. One second, I need to be able to see stream chat, because it fucked up on my end. Give me a minute, y'all. The world is descending into madness, and I am its vector.
You know, she was probably just telling a little white lie because she knew this guy would try and misconstrue it as romantic, which he did.
I feel like if she tried to break up with him, he'd be like, how dare you think of having a romantic relationship with anyone that's not me? Like he said in the post. Heaven forbid you separate video game from reality.
Heaven forbid this poor girl starts playing one of those gacha games with hot guy characters that you can get.
Like Fire Emblem.
Like Fire Emblem, or fucking Love in Deep Space, which is really popular lately. I keep seeing people
Or
making
literally
cosplays.
any game with a hot male character.
Exactly. And in
anyways,
game, technically, one of the romance option things isn't really a romance option, but you can bring one of the non-human characters as a roommate. Krobus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Krobus.
and to my knowledge, marriage is the only way to get a roommate, right? In
Yeah.
Stardew?
Besides Krobus.
Aside from Krobus, yes.
Besides Probus. So you literally cannot have a roommate without romancing the character.
And romancing is great
Or
meta
playing
because
with
it
other
means
people.
they often do things around the farm for you.
As a real-world example, this would be essentially having 2 Minecraft beds on a single-player world right next to each other.
Yeah, this would be someone seeing
And
that
a
you have 2
villager in your
Minecraft
house.
beds and freaking out because you have a villager, yeah.
God. Ferret, where do you find these things?
Thanks, Mosh.
You got it.
Yeah, the first one I sent you and the last one are pretty fun.
Alright.
The one that has the warning, kind of terrifying, honestly.
I will set aside the one with the cockroach warning for now.
Hello,
Yeah.
GM. Thank you for the fish slap.
Hello. Just because, I usually don't get to do this. TFT
Oh, yeah.
sweats? I have no idea what TFT
You know what TFT
sweats are.
sweats are either.
If I remember correctly, it's Teamfight Tactics? Or something?
Don't worry about it. Got it. Hey, as long as
Thank
you're
you, GM,
like
for lighting up the
legitimately,
tree.
as long as you're legitimately healthy, we're good. If this is a medical thing, first aid and CPR degree. So my brain hurts, sweats, and I went, "Is this a medical concern?" All right. Good. Let's see. I'm going to read one of mine that I have saved, and then I'll jump back to one of...
Ah, no! Dex T! No! I'm bald again.
Man, the RNG really likes XG today.
The RNG likes XT
Mhm.
today.
Alrighty.
I love the snip, snip, pat, pat combination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal. But if it ends up being a regular haircut, it's like your, you know how some hairdressers will, like, sort of, like, grab and shake the top of your head to get all of the hair off, the loose hair?
Mm.
It's like that.
Mhm. Alright. I need to read the 1969 Easter Mass incident. It's one of my favorites. However, there is a content warning. So
Oh, yes.
I will read this out. 1969 Easter Mass incident. Content warning. Religion. Food. Symbolic cannibalism. Symbolic gore. Fetus mention. Blasphemy. So much blasphemy. Weapons. War mention. Mind the warnings and your health always comes first. It is a hilarious story, I promise. We are attempting to get more snips.
Yep.
There are 3 snip prompts in chat.
Yeah, and there is a cooldown, guys. There is a mild cooldown. Hatsune Miku cut.
That
And
is
that's
a
not a Hatsune Miku cut, but I am planning on adding more. Which one did we get from Ferret? Ah, yes, we got the cute little braids one.
Nice. Alright.
Blasphemy
Oh,
as
yes,
a content
it's-
warning says something. It is something. Trust
It's
me,
one of
this
my
is a
favorite
funny one.
stories. As always, all names have been changed to protect people's identities. This is a long one. If you want to skip it, skip it. We do not want to skip this. When my dad was a young man and still a practicing Catholic, he participated in a small church communion that nearly got him and 6 other people excommunicated. Father Patrick ran a small church outside of California Polytechnical, which is a college, by the way, and tended to be rather more liberal in his interpretations of the scripture than most of the church was, which made him something of a hit with the local students and liberally inclined populace. Pat went to all manner of civil demonstrations, condemned the shit out of the Vietnam War and the politics that led to it, and so on. In January of 1969, a series of incidents led him to start exploring untraditional means of holding Mass as a means of reaching out to his community and exploring his own faith, which ultimately culminated in the 1969 Easter Mass incident.
Hello, Contra.
For those of you who weren't raised Catholic, communion is this ritual where you become one with Jesus by eating this really horrible bland wafer cookie and taking a shot of wine called hosts, which then literally become the flesh and blood of Jesus in your mouth, allowing him to become one with you. It's a big McFucking deal, and you have the opportunity to take communion at every Mass. This had to be explained to me secondhand, because after this and Dad's 51 days in the Army, Dad decided he wouldn't inflict religion on any children he might have in the future. The first incident in January when, due to a serious cock-up by the church, the hosts Father Pat received were moldering and spoiled, and probably would have killed someone if he actually fed them to anyone. But it was the first Mass of the year, when a peak number of people came in after vowing to go to church more for New Year's. He could not not have communion. "I'll bake," offered Maria, the parish secretary and probably the best baker in the country. "So we have hosts. Jesus will understand." Father Patrick, not one to pass up on the chance at Maria's cooking, immediately agreed. A host is supposed to be solely comprised of unleavened wheat flour and water, which is why they taste terrible. It's a theological point of some importance relating to Exodus or something, but Maria had an important theological counterpoint. Jesus both divine and loves all his children. Ergo, Jesus would neither be a nasty bland cracker, nor want his children to suffer as such. So instead, she made Mexican wedding cookies, which are fucking delicious. They were a spectacular hit. Many praises were heaped upon Father Patrick for the much better wafers, that they'd be sure to show up for next week as long as Maria kept making them. You guys are just failing on the snip and are just going
Oh shit,
for
we got a
everything
bi
else.
flag looking tree. It's rainbow, but still, I'm
Oh.
seeing a little bi flag in there.
There's some green, there's some purple, there's some white, there's some...
It's the
Is
gay
that pink or
pride
purple or-
tree.
Well, it's rainbow colored, of course it is. Anyways.
Hell yeah.
Father Patrick figuring that, hey, anything that gets people in the doors is good, and really, if it was turning into Jesus inside the parishioner, did it really matter what the wafers were made of? So he continued to let Maria bake the hosts and encouraged her to try out new flavors, like nutmeg and cinnamon. This went swimmingly for a few weeks until the bishop showed up for a surprise visit the same week Maria decided to experiment with rainbow sprinkles. Dad remembers hearing the bishop through the windows roaring, "The holy body of Christ does not contain rainbow sprinkles!" The matter went clean up to the archbishop, who decided that while Pat was probably right to not feed spoiled hosts to his parish, he should attend some remedial classes to remember what the communion was all about. so that if it happened again, he'd come up with a more suitable substitute. Father Patrick returned in late March, full of spite and some fascinating new ideas. This is where the blasphemy comes in. Is this where the cannibalism happened? 6-year-old me asked, eager to get to the good parts. At his remedial classes, the teacher had stressed the importance of transubstitution, aka the bit where the wafer and wine actually literally become the flesh of Jesus Christ and we expect you to swallow. Also, on the syllabus was understanding the importance of Christ's suffering and sacrifice. So, I was thinking about Easter service, said Father Patrick one afternoon, while Dad was doing his computer science homework at the church because his dorm was a barely standing fire hazard and the library was where you went to have sex. Well, we do reenactments for Christmas, why not on Easter? Why not reenact the crucifixion of Christ right here? Make it real for everyone. Drama's great for bonding a community together. Who's playing Jesus? Asked Maria. Always one for a good laugh. That's the thing. A host, it doesn't look much like flesh, right? It doesn't look like much of anything, really. Not great for reinforcing one's belief. What if, instead, we, and I mean you, Marisha, I can't cook to save my life, make a man-sized loaf of bread, maybe in the shape of a T, and we have some of the boys dress up as Romans and rip the bread and we pour wine on it so it's bleeding, and then we make a big wooden cross and actually nail the bread to it. With, I don't know, railroad spikes, more wine all over, and we raise the cross all while telling the story of the crucifixion. He paused to take a drink, Maria slowly crumpling onto the floor in horrified laughter, and Dad now thoroughly distracted from his homework. This is a Weekend in Bernie's situation. This is, office level of bullshit. The Office, sorry.
I agree with that,
And
yeah.
yes.
Sounds like a Fortnite fever dream.
It does, it gets better. Then we
This is a Parks
lower
and
the
Rec
cross.
episode.
What?
This feels like a Parks and Rec episode.
Yes.
Yes, you're
Andy
right.
specifically.
Then we lower the cross and invite everyone who wants to take communion up to tear a hunk of Jesus off. Just descend into his corpse like vultures. I think that'd be a really good bonding experience for the church. He nodded thoughtfully. The hard part, I suppose, will be finding enough Romans. I want to be Longinus, bellowed my father, barreling into the room. And so, the plan was hatched. Dad hit up every other guy in the church and eventually rounded up 4 more Romans, 3 of them from the education department of Cal Poly, and 1 guy from chemistry who just liked to watch things burn. This, being a play, naturally meant that there was a rehearsal and a test bread, Jesus. Oh no, chaos, what's about to happen?
You're gonna hate what I'm gonna
I'd
say,
be
Jude.
afraid.
Oh no. I know, I'm gonna have to turn the machine on to clean the rest of the pole. I'm getting a bunch done before I start having to deal with moving parts.
Anyways. Maria had decided that if they were going to be extra literal, she needed to make the most lifelike bread Jesus possible, and made a distressingly buff and human proportioned Jesus by advanced bread braiding, completed with plaited hair, quail's egg and raisin eyes, bready muscle groups, and an 8-pack, because why not make the Lord completely shredded? She also made the important theological decision that, since Jesus loves everyone and was happy to die in spite of all his suffering, he should be smiling, and had a toothy, corn kernel smile. It was wonderful and terrifying all at once.
Okay,
That
Real quick.
hug is correct.
real quick. If Jesus was a carpenter's son, he probably was also a carpenter, therefore buff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. But we are giving him an 8-pack. Maria? Asked Father Patrick after a few minutes of delighted and horrified queuing over Jesus' toothy grin and abdominals. Why is he wearing a tea towel? Well, he is the Son of God, a man, and with all that entails, he said, pointingly staring at Father Patrick while everyone stared at the suspiciously lumpy tea towel. And he may have burnt slightly. Everyone nodded and agreed the tea towel was the best question.
Uh-oh, robot
and everyone agrees
dimension.
that this is the most delicious. Oh, dang it, son of a...
You're back
Go
now.
back to, like, the tea towel bit. Suspiciously lumpy tea towel.
Oh, okay, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yes, I have hit the robot parrot. There we go. Am I good? Am I back to normal?
Yep, you are.
Wonderful, wonderful,
144p voice!
That was. I actually, I checked back. I hit 500 and something, so, just add a few more onto that and we're golden. Anyways, I'll just reread that whole paragraph because it's one of my favorite ones. Well, he is the Son of God, a man, and with all that entails, she says, pointedly staring at Father Patrick while everyone else stared at the suspiciously lumpy tea towel. And he may have burnt slightly. Everyone nodded and agreed that the tea towel was the best course of action. The rehearsal goes splendidly, and everyone agrees that this is the most delicious Jesus they have ever had. Oh, no, we do not question the more adopted siblings. We just go, there's another one? Okay. If they need help, they come to us. Congratulations.
Something picture of a water bird with, I have one baby. And I found a bunch more babies. I am very successful. Babies equal success.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just ducks swimming around a pond that has adopted every other duckling in the pond. There's just a big old trail of them. Easter Sunday arrives, and the church is packed. From the more lapsed Catholics showing up for a high holiday, parents visiting for spring break, and a whole horde of newcomers who had gotten wind that something was up and they ought to come. Dad is a lanky as hell 21-year-old, composed mostly of technical jargon and acne, but he is stoked to be playing Longinus, the Roman that speared Jesus on the cross, because he gets to do the best technical effect in the whole parade. Since he came in at the end, he missed a good portion of the sermon, but did hear the ooh from the crowd as the massive cross was dragged in by the other Romans, followed by horrific gasps and high screams and a discernible "What the fuck?" as they brought in Bread Jesus 2.0, whipping him enthusiastically and hammering him to the cross, the sound of wine splashing onto the floor loud in the terrified silence of that parishioners. Finally, Father Patrick gets to the part about Longinus, and Dad comes sprinting down the aisle as hard as he can, because in order for Bread Jesus to be seen by everyone, his middle has to be about 10 feet off the ground. So Dad had to run, shrieking Latin curses down the length of the church with a big honking spear, and take a flying leap at Jesus in order to spear him in the gut. Please take a moment to imagine you are some normal, God-fearing Catholic who's decided to visit little Bobby, or maybe Patricia at college, and you're all going to church together like a nice family, and this fucking madman has decided to go all Silence of the Lambs on mass, and now there's some sort of underfed, translucently pale man in ill-fitting Roman armor and cape, flying at a horrific glutinous effigy of your Lord and Savior, with an actual fucking spear, screaming like a madman, drawing closer to Betty, defensively, perhaps, like an octopus trying to ooze itself into a crevice against the horrors of the ocean. Two things happened that were not planned on. One, Dad misses. In his defense, Bread Jesus is close to, but not quite the size of a man, more like the size of a doughy teenager, and his middle is a small target 10 feet up in the air, and Dad has a computer science minor, not an athletics scholarship. He misses by about just, and instead very solidly stabs Bread Jesus right through the groin. Like
How
a
many
cell
inches?
dividing. Yeah.
Sorry. How many inches? It didn't quite pick up.
8 inches.
Okay.
Uh,
Nearly a foot.
leaving a big... Yeah, nearly a foot. Leaving a big hole in Maria's tea towel, and the spear jutting out at a decidedly tentative angle. As a Brit, fuck, Tumblr, why have you done this shit to me? Oh god.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Tumblr has exploded. Guys, we have lost
We
it.
gotta, why do you wanna know though, to you, Ferret?
Because it's important for the story.
So Ferret can mathematically compute where the spear is going as if it's not described a few sentences later.
When is Tumblr not exploded? That's fair.
Okay, I found it. Oh my gosh. It took like 6 inches. 6 inches?
6 inches?
Help! I'm dying. Oh my god. I need someone to actively nail me to a railroad crossing.
Why not just across? We can have some
because
weird
I don't
computer
want to get
science
stabbed
throw
in
us
groin
here.
by a blinky 21-year-old. Anyways, as Bread Jesus' bread dick drops to the floor with a splash. Nobody notices this, however, because in rehearsal, Dad had managed to get the spear right in Jesus' navel, but neither Father Patrick nor the other Romans could get the wine up there to make his middle appropriately bloodied. Maria came up with the genius solution that since wine is made of grapes and jam is made of grapes, she could make a jelly-filled Jesus for Dad to stab. There was a normal-sized test loaf, and when Dad stabbed it on the table, it had a nicely gooey dribbling effect. However, this time the loaf was torso-sized, still hot from the oven, and upright. So when Dad speared the very end of the loaf, all the steam pressure jam had collected at the bottom, and a spray of lukewarm Smuckers exploded out from Bread Jesus, turning the first three pews into a splash zone of symbiotic entrails. There was a hot, sticky moment of complete silence in the church after that. Then, Father Patrick indicated it was time for the cross to be lowered and continued on with the normal preparations of the host. He himself covered in hot Smuckers as though nothing particularly nothing particularly out of ordinary was occurring, quietly kicking the bread dick under the altar. At the end of it all, Father Patrick then invited everyone up with the last oration. I'm not gonna read that out, but whatever. And everyone came up, shuffling like terrified zombies, pinching off tiny bits at first, but then the madness took them, and they began tearing apart Bread Jesus by the handful, weeping as they partook, scattered prayers and begging for forgiveness. The whole congregation was kneeling about the altar, tearful and united in their guilt and their need for God. Is church always like that? 6-year-old me asked, absolutely stoked. I'd convert on the spot if I got a show like that. No, it's normally brothers and a lot of chanting in Latin. Well, that's boring as hell, I remember muttering, and Dad snorting the coffee he was drinking out of his nose. As people filed silently out of the church to a gloriously sunny California afternoon, faces wan and smeared with wine and jam, Father Patrick turned to Maria and asked, "You don't think that was too much, do you?" "Ooh," said Maria, with a sarcastic deadpan so intense it was hard to tell from sincerity. It was the exact same tone she used when the Archbishop and 6 other high clergy showed up, clutching a letter someone had written, livid and almost foaming at the mouth, demanding to know if such a blasphemy had transpired. "No, that's crazy," she said, staring down the Archbishop like he was an idiot. "Such imagination some people have," said Father Patrick, much less convincingly. "And you didn't spear in effigy of our Lord and Savior?" the Archbishop demanded of my father. "Do I look like I can jump that high?" Dad asked, having in the interim been drafted for 51 days, then nearly died of pneumonia from it, and therefore was no longer afraid of the church, the law, or God. Somewhat relieved he had only received the extremely detailed ramblings of a doddering parishioner, the Archbishop sat down and complimented Maria on her most excellent Mexican wedding cookies. May he please have another plate for his nerves, perhaps the one with sprinkles. Dad went on to help build the internet. Father Patrick converted to Buddhism, and Maria became a nun. For those of you wondering, Jesus was made of challah.
Hell God. Oh, I forget how funny that is.
Every single time we forget, and then we read it again and we lose it.
Yeah.
The end, indeed.
The end indeed.
Oh, there is so much blasphemy in that story, and it is delightful. You wish you were never on the internet. Yeah, it's a wonderful and horrible place. Welcome.
Carousel cleaned.
Yay!
I love the little short clips we get.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, the next stories are a lot less, murdering a bread Jesus.
I would suggest going in the order that I sent them.
I'm scared. I will be skipping the cockroach one, though. I would like to be
Yeah.
able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, we're skipping cockroaches.
Let's handle the drill. Ah yes, is this
Thank
the
you,
Dirt Finder
for
General? I've
reminding
been
me
given
of
your
that one.
details by the mayor as a person who can wash things and keep the dirt to themselves. Meet Holy Moly, my subterranean mining unit. It's a one-man excavator that I use to scour beneath the Earth's crust for valuable mineral deposits. Well, not me personally, I just tell them where to dig. Anyway, you may find some unusual mineral traces during the clean. Please dispose of those judiciously.
Holy moly is correct.
Yeah.
This is an ironic one after that story.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this one, because this is technically rage bait for us. I'm sorry. Got it. This is certainly a story. This is a Reddit story. Would I be the asshole if I let my daughter continue to playing a violent video game? I know this is a hot topic for all of us, so let's be calm and chill with it. I, 39 male, have a daughter, 12, who has recently started playing a violent video game. The violent video game in question is The Sims.
It's just computer Barbies.
Exactly.
She has
and...
even-
Hold on. I just want to say, and most girls will murder Barbies or make murder plots with the Barbie dolls. Or torture them. That's what I did.
She has given me tours of her dungeons, where she keeps her Sims exes, her child labor workforce, and complex love stories. Now, I don't really find anything wrong with this. Surely, it's a bit cruel to lock Sims up. I just think she's being a kid. It's only become a problem now because of my 38-year-old wife. He wants to stop our daughter from playing because she thinks the game is too violent.
Girl, it's The Sims.
Yeah. We love RimWorld.
Not as much as Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, fair. Except Dwarf Fortress doesn't have fancy graphics to explain everything.
Mm-hmm. But I am just confused by this, because we haven't typically stopped our kids from playing violent video games before. Our youngest, 9, plays Fortnite, and tried indoctrinating me into the game. Our 15-year-old plays fighting games too, mainly of superheroes, so I don't really see the problem with a simulation compared to the shooting and fighting games our sons play. I'm wondering if I would be the asshole if I let my daughter continue playing, even if my wife has concerns.
Yeah, no, not the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Not the
Yeah,
asshole.
good then.
Come on, it's a kid playing make-believe with a game that literally has anything NSFW censored.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean you shouldn't be allowed in a library?
Library crimes?
What did you
Why
do?
library crimes?
What did you do?
I doubt kids of this age even know about The Sims. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if your young child knows about The Sims, then good, you're giving the kids some of the good old games.
You read.
Nothing bad, my dearest parents and ferrets. Oh no.
If you're sure.
Well,
I certainly
as long
not.
as you're using your like local library, I see nothing wrong.
Yeah.
If you use your
I know
library,
they're
that lets
awesome.
them know it's needed.
A misused library is better than an unused library.
Exactly.
Depends on what the misuse is, though. I don't think it should
Yeah.
be used as a campfire.
Yeah,
No.
probably not.
Alright. Did I fuck up by making my dad punch a stripper in GTA and tearfully ask God for forgiveness in front of my entire family?
Sir. Oh boy, oh, now it's tracking my mouth again.
This is gonna be fun. Oh dear God. Ah no, getting more books? No, you're good,
No,
honey.
that's not a library crime. Honestly, I have an aunt who's a librarian, and I'm honestly debating getting a part-time job at a library. Libraries want to see you borrowing more books.
Oh yeah, I would walk out
Please
with,
come
like,
in
a
and use
tote
their
of books.
space.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
used library is better than not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is certainly something. I was encouraged to post this here from a comment I made elsewhere, even though it didn't happen today or even this decade. So mods, please remove it if it goes against the rules. It's a very funny story though. This was not removed. So it's funny enough. When I was young, my brothers and I snuck a copy of San Andreas into the house. We spent days holed up in our basement taking turns playing, and down there my parents didn't bother us too much. In order to get tons of money for guns, we had yet to figure out my parents' dial-up passwords, so cheats weren't a thing for us yet. We would go to the strip club and stand on the stage, absorbing the money dudes threw at the women, and just let the game sit for 10 to 20 minutes. We had to be careful though, because sometimes the strippers would do a move and bump into CJ, and the bouncers would shoot the place up. One day, while I was playing, my mom yelled down to the basement at us to get ready. We were going to Pizza Hut. In a stroke of genius, I drove to the GTA strip club, got on the stage, and then turned the TV off and we left. It was about to be the heist of a century. My dad, however, was at church at this time. practicing for a gospel concert he was singing in. He always filmed the practices so he could take notes at home upon playback. This time was no different. While my mom and brothers and I were still at the hut, he arrived home and plugged his camcorder into the VCR. We had just one VCR. It's connected to the basement TV.
Oh no.
Back at the hut, my mom gets a phone call. She puts her napkin down and slowly looks around the table at us and says, "Oh, hey," a few times into the phone, in this really calculating, specific way that she always did when she knew us kids were in trouble before we did. Naturally, it was at this point that we kids knew we were in trouble. For what, though? We didn't know. After a very quiet minivan ride, we get home and my mom says, "Boys, why don't we go down to the basement? Dad wants to show you his gospel practice downstairs." It was at this point we knew why we were in trouble. So we drag our feet down the stairs, and lo and behold, my dad is sitting on the couch, TV on, a stripper's polygonal titties swung stiffly back and forth on screen, to En Vogue's My Lovin', with CJ standing mere inches away, collecting money. My dad starts in, "Boys, I don't even know where to begin. This PlayStation was a blessing to you for Christmas, and this is how you repay us, by breaking our trust." He's holding the controller up now, gesticulating with it. Here I am, practicing to bring glory to God, and he was cut off as he inadvertently squeezed the controller, causing CJ to punch the stripper. My entire family stands in silence, watching together as the bouncers in the strip club shoot up the place for what seems like an eternity. After the shooting stops, and CJ appears in front of the hospital, I look back and see my mom silently weeping into her hand. I look at my dad as a single tear rolls down his cheek. He prays under his breath. After another eternity of silence, without a word, my dad bends down, disconnects the PlayStation, walks back to the family computer, disconnects it, goes to his car, and drives away. For the next 4 months, he keeps the PS2 and the PC locked in his office at work. One of my favorite memories growing up, I miss my brothers. ELDR wasn't allowed to play GTA growing up. Of course we got caught playing it. My dad interrupts his own lecture by accidentally punching a stripper and immediately asks God's forgiveness.
And there is an edit to add at the bottom. The brothers aren't dead, they just live far away from each other.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Because some people were asking about that. Yeah.
Isn't libraries how someone once spoiled the JJK manga and the most reverse astronomical philosophical? I don't know.
We don't do JJK, honestly. So we don't know the intrinsic C's. I'm gonna pretend I said that word. Thank you. Of the fandom that well, so, yeah, sure, that's how it happened. Oh,
But I probably would have been there all day getting books. The only limit is 100 books. Ayo!
Damn. Yeah, no, I was, reading Goblin as a kid. I read way too much.
Same.
Like, I could read a 300-page book in, like, under 5 hours. In, like, elementary school.
I was in and out of my local library, like, weekly, if not more often.
Oh yeah, my sister and I would spend like several hours on some Fridays, at least like twice a month, I think. And some Wednesdays during the summer. Just sitting there reading. I'd sit and read the magazines, and then I'd go find another book, and then we'd go check out like 4 bajillion books.
Was in the young
Or
adult section
whatever
too?
filled
Hell
the
yeah.
tote bag we had.
I only read 6 web novels. Yeah, that's fair too.
There was one time where my mom I was curious about Death Note and Fruits Basket because those were the ones that my friend in 6th grade had been like, "Hey, yeah, those are really good." Because this was, let's see, 2011.
Damn.
So it was like some of the only manga my library had. And
Also, which web novels do you read, if I could ask? Continue.
yeah, each with 1,500 chapters at least. Yikes. One day my mom goes, "I'm curious about what you're reading," and so she grabs my mangas
Oh no.
and she sees like a swear words like damn and hell and decides to confiscate them.
Yeah.
I had to sneak Death Note and Fruits Basket like volume 3 or something. I was further along in Death Note, honestly. It was more intriguing. I had to sneak those out of her little drawer that she put them in. Much like I had to do with a lot of things that she gave us. Because if our room wasn't clean when we got them, we clearly didn't deserve them, even though she gifted them to us. It's kind of dumb. My dad hated this. But yeah, I got my manga taken away because a cartoon character said damn.
Damn.
My grandmother, who was basically my sort of the primary person in charge of my care for a good deal of my life, would not let me watch shows if the main character was older than me.
Yeah.
Included Disney Channel shows and, you know, other shows directed towards kids with teenagers as main characters because, yeah. I was a big fan of, I think it's called Some Assembly Required, which was a, I think, Teletoon show when I was growing up about a bunch of teens who were working at a toy factory that they bought. And it was somewhat educational. Like, it was like one of those ones that like tries to be fun for kids. It wasn't excessively educational, but like it was fun. It was definitely meant for kids. I wouldn't have enjoyed it when I was the age of the main characters. But my grandmother was like, if the actors are older than you, you can't watch it.
Not the characters, the actors specifically.
And we all know how they like to use 20-something-year-olds for teenagers.
Because, you know, child actors can get really expensive and there's a lot of illegality to worry about. And also teenagers do tend to listen a bit better to directing notes than children. But yeah, she was also the same, you can't listen to anything with swear words in it, hyper-religious. Oh god, if she saw Gumball, I know.
My mom, I understand why now, did not like SpongeBob at all, and would not let my brother and I watch it. And I learned when I was 18 the reason why is because my uncle, so my brother has autism, my uncle learned about it because he got diagnosed really young and made a bunch of not so great comments in a very similar vocal style to how SpongeBob speaks, and inferred that she should just get rid of him however possible. And so she heard the vocal style of the main character and went, that reminds me of the time my literal brother told me to get rid of my kid, possibly through murder if I must.
Yeah,
Please
my
don't watch
mom-
this show.
Yeah. My mom didn't like SpongeBob because to her, things that didn't make sense weren't good or worth it or whatever. Um, if it didn't make sense for her brain, she didn't like it. And so
Yeah.
she thought it was just stupid. And then she watched one episode. I don't remember which one specifically. But like just this one episode, it made her laugh more than any other show had or something. And so she's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
okay, this is fine." And yeah.
I think if my grandmother had a rid, I probably would have only been watching stuff like SpongeBob. Because it is generally
this is
decent
why-
kids content, but yeah.
Yeah.
This would explain a lot about me. The majority of the shows I used to watch growing up were like Scooby-Doo and Teen Titans.
Yup.
Has watched the show Justice League Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I used to watch 95% of the time. My dad bought me my first comic book, like 7. I adore Batman. It is unbelievable how much I like that character. Well, anyways, just double checking.
Oh,
Sick
robot,
of some kind of
robot
drink.
dimension. Kai. Okay, you're back now.
Robot
but-
dimension, but hydration check.
Hydration check. I got sparkling apple juice. And a wine glass to drink it out of.
I have my last can of Mountain
Tibetan monk
Voltage.
Batman.
Tibetan monk Batman, yeah. I don't know, I was raised, like, watching Johnny Test, which, now that I look back on it, like, Johnny was kind of one of the most insufferable protagonists ever.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I loved it at the time. But now that I look back, I'm like, oh dear God. I am feeling fancy. I literally got wine
Oh.
glasses just so I could drink things that aren't wine out of them.
another person. Oh, who? Hold on. What was that one fucking channel?
Which one?
It's a channel that dubbed anime, but it like skipped out on a bunch of stuff. Yes.
Space Tune?
It should be. Hold on.
I thought 4Kids
yes,
was the
it
one
was
that was
Space
known
Tune.
for its really bad dubs.
4Kids is like a company. Space Tune
4Kids
would be
was-
just channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Space
Pink
Tune-
Panther and Tom and Jerry are S tier shows.
Oh, yeah, Pink Panther and Looney Tunes movies.
I was raised on those. And Animaniacs.
Yes. You're kind of right. Yeah. I have to go back and watch it now. God damn it.
I think my absolute favorite Pink Panther episode is literally the first one, where they're painting the house.
Ah, yes, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was also raised on George of the Jungle.
I remember that.
I was practically obsessed with, like, just watching it because I found it so funny that the main character would always slam into a tree in the intro.
Oh, in elementary school,
Hello, Hee.
whenever we would have our ropes days,
Mhm.
it would always be like a week. And so our second PE day of the week, we had our benches. And we'd pull the ropes back, and our PE teacher would put on the George of the Jungle theme song.
Oh my god!
And it would repeat for like 10 minutes. specifically so that everyone got a chance to jump and swing as much as they could. Is jump, swing, walk it back to the next person in line. Because we're all in like groups. It was the best.
God, I
I'm
miss
just
when they would let us
man.
mess with the ropes in gym class.
I couldn't climb a rope for shit, but Georgia the Jungle Day.
I would climb those ropes like I was, like literally like a monkey. I would all the way up to the top. Like I think we would have a bazaar once a year, and it was held in the gym. And I think they had set up a stand where if you climbed the ropes faster than someone else, you'd get like a candy or a treat. And I scurried up that thing. Honestly, pure serotonin.
So, here's a fun fact.
So a black person went on to the teacher tournament.
No?
No?
No.
Because it wasn't meant to be an
Be
insult as a kid
racist?
show.
It wasn't meant to be racist. It's literally a kid show where a caveman who's the king of the jungle called George of the Jungle, and there's a running gag where he slams into a tree while he's swinging on a vine.
Yeah. No, it literally was just, we get to run and jump and swing on the vine.
We
our
had,
ropes.
yeah, no. There was no subtext for that, and honestly, turning it off would have been the subtext.
Exactly.
We didn't have a George of the Jungle Day. We had, what was called the Cha-Cha Slide Day.
Ah, yes, the Cha-Cha Slide Day.
The Cha-Cha Slide Day. Curious George is fun. The Cha-Cha Slide Day predated what we called Gymnastics Week. Probably as long as the class needed it to. And there was this big, like, 2-inch thick rope that would hang in our elementary school gymnasium. I was a tiny kid growing up. Like, I don't think I hit 60 pounds until middle school tiny kid growing up. So climbing a rope is not easy when you're that small. However, I did manage to climb 6 feet into the air and could not get myself down. They had to bring out a ladder to pull me off the rope because I refused to let go of the rope and fall.
Mood, I would always aggressively climb back down.
Nah, I was too scared. I used all my energy climbing 6 feet dead straight in the air.
Oh, we had this thing where, like, the PTA would come up with something to better the school, like, every year. And I think it was first grade, they put in a rock wall. It was just the entire length of one of the walls, or the wall that wasn't broken up by any doors or anything.
Also, to answer the kilogram question, about 27. Like 27, 28 was how much I weighed in elementary.
I mean, that's a lot of birds.
It is a lot of birds.
That is a lot of birds, yeah.
So they put the rock wall in. And at least once a year, the PE teacher would be like, okay, we're gonna learn how to climb a rock wall. I got stuck like 4 rocks up. And she's like, just traverse. And I'm like crying, and I'm like, I can't get down. Yeah, it was not great. Kind of embarrassing, but first grade me was not having it.
To be fair, he was not used to being up in...
I was not used to being up.
I like
Oh,
when you do
stream
rock
lagged.
climbing with rappelling. Because when you have, like, the rappelling, then it feels like not the rappelling, but like someone, like, pulling the rope. That feels so much more secure when you go back down. I, too, fear just dropping. That's why I struggle with bouldering. Alright, where are the rest of these wheels? Okay, that's one of the dirty ones. Where's the mess? Okay.
Okay, do we have any other stories?
Down to 57 on that. I'm alive.
Okay.
Yes, I do have one. Sorry, I need to come down from my MS spike. Stream had stopped running and I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh.
Oh no.
This one does not have any contents warnings, so we're good on that. This story has corgis in it.
Yes.
God, what are they called? Away person, getting absolutely obliterated. One second. I am 5 is still fucked up. Hold on, I have to restream this.
Do you need me to restream the game?
Oh, no. I have it opened up on a YouTube browser as well,
Ah, yeah.
so I can chat. Because normally I trust you guys to read chat, but while I'm reading Reddit and Tumblr stories, I like being able to see them
Yeah,
to gauge
'cause
if
we
someone's like,
can't
hey, you need to
always-
stop for a bit.
And we don't always want to interrupt the story.
Yeah.
Mhm. Ugh. Neck has cracked. I'm waiting for everything to reload. Oh dear god, what has happened to my computer? It is dead and dying. Fuck you, Chromebook.
Right, so... which of these are still dirty?
Alrighty, I am ready to continue. Is everyone ready for the new story?
Yep.
Yes.
Today's adventure is that I, after an unintentional 13-hour power nap, got woken up at 6 a.m. by a phone call from a friend stranded in Montana because of the heat wave and almost no cell service because of their crap provider. Oh, so that's how it's gonna be, JPEG. Okay. I somehow summon a week's worth of spoons, and in less than 30 minutes and 5 phone calls, get them in a hotel, an appointment with a mechanic from 2 states away, a prescription refilled from 2 states away, and a pizza. You are 100% correct on the computer part screaming, they opened another tab! Hold! Oh me. But then it's 8 a.m. and there are unscheduled live humans at the door while emergency mode is still on. I have already blown through a ton of spoons and also probably shouldn't meet whoever it is wearing just a pair of booty shorts that say cryptic in gothic font on my ass. So I greet them in those shorts and a t-shirt that I managed to put on both inside out and backwards. Hashtag nailed it. It is, fortunately, not the Mormons. It is, unfortunately, 2 UPS guys trying to deliver my other in-house friend's new phone. Except the new guy doesn't know how to operate the sign for package device, and the old guy that's supposed to be mentoring him is like 92, deaf as a post, and doesn't actually know how to operate the device either. By the way, it is already 100 degrees Fahrenheit out. I shall also convert Fahrenheit to Celsius for those who need to. Fahrenheit to Celsius. I almost did it to Kelvin. That's 38 Celsius, by the way. For those
Fahrenheit to Kelvin. Damn.
Yeah, no, we're not going that far. It takes almost 30 minutes to sign for the phone. When I get back inside, I have discovered that, apparently, the corgi has learned how to open his kennel from the inside, because now he is out of the kennel, and waiting for me to come in. He also has cat litter. Not 48, not 48, 38. There you go. Thank you, XT. Yeah, it's not that hot. We're not in the
It's not
Sahara.
oven hot.
If it was that hot, people would be dead if they went outside. Local glitch. He also has cat litter all over his face, because while he was waiting for me, he also learned how to open the baby gate to the cat's room and helped himself to a cat breakfast.
Anyway, he asked, Jude, what did you think about the drill mission? That was fun. It was a bit hard, but fun. Anyway.
Yeah, 48, we would be cooking to death. He'll be fine. He's a cattle dog. They're legally required to have at least one really disgusting snack they love. But, more to the point, I have no idea at what point he learned to open his kennel from the inside out. Has he been staying there out of politeness this whole time? And I've got other shit to do. Namely, I'm seeing a realtor, the devil's most pathetic yet efficient demons. I get a reminder text that I have an appointment with her. At least. I think that's what it is, because what she sends me is house emoji, alarm clock emoji, 12 a.m. question mark emoji. With the time typed in the middle, like that. She is, according to her profile, at least 80, so I reply sunglasses emoji and thumbs up. Sends me a string of goddamn postmodern emoji hieroglyphics that take up my entire screen. She's on an iPhone, so half of them don't even translate cross-platform. Oh god, the treehouse. It takes me half an hour and 3 goddamn software programs and goddamn wingdings to translate. But she has sent me the address and rules about masking and not wearing shoes inside. This is peak COVID. In emoji, instead of, like, literally any other format, I am fascinated and simply must meet the woman, so if I don't come back to update, I got stolen by the fairies, but I'm taking the corgi with me as protection, so I'll see y'all later. Update! It's not fairies, it's Doris. I might be about to get a sewing machine and or start an ACAB riot. Okay, so I'm going to see a prospective house because due to various circumstances, I'm probably going to be moving to the other side of a major metropolitan area in the next few months. It's not important. I get to the house. I get a text from the realtor. The realtor is not the person who has been texting me an emoji. The person texting me an emoji is the homeowner, who the realtor says will let me in if I want. He's running late. Sure. But I put Herschel on leash and go to the front door. As much crime as he commits at home, Herschel the Hanukkah Goblin has terrific public manners and is very cute, so I'm about 90% sure the emoji fairy is going to let me take him through the house. The door opens. 90-something blue-haired old lady with a spine like a question mark and glasses that could be used as a telescope lens lenses open the door. Oh, it's lovely to see you. This woman clearly knows me, because she remembers my anniversary was last week. Now my sister is back from Australia. Problem is, I know about 500 geriatric ladies with blue hair, scoliosis, and extreme prescription glasses, because I'm a member of 2 quilt guilds, the Scientific Illustration Guild, the Rocky Mountain SCA, and Stagehand for 3 different theater companies. So I know everyone's grandma, and fuck me if I can tell them apart. Wait, there's a quilt in the kitchen. Visible front hall. I don't know faces, but apparently I can recognize applique techniques from 40 paces. Applique? Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Lord? SAQA? Yes. Who is this handsome little man? Rachel speaks enough English to know that handsome little man means this person will feed me milk bones and bacon if I'm cute enough. Immediately does a sit pretty and shake. Doris is bewitched. This is fine, but I also know I'm about to be severely disappoint the realtor, because there is no way in hell I'm moving into this house. Because the reason Doris is moving out is that her neighbor is a Comte Magnifique. Has been harassing Doris and everyone else to form an HOA and improve the quality of our residence, because this woman has nothing better to do than be a racist-ass busybody, and recently she has sent her husband, a county sheriff, on Doris, trying to bully her into signing paperwork and threatening her with legal action and writing her up for bullshit property violations. Who's putting up with that shit? And neither is Doris, so she's selling all of her shit and moving out to live with her grandchildren in Santa Monica. But she's technologically impaired, so the only indication that there's an estate sale happening is a small paper sign on her front yard. Doris, I say, as Herschel makes himself comfortable on the couch for belly rubs and pieces of ham. Did you tell SAQA or FRCC or anyone on Facebook that you're having the sale? Oh, I don't know how to do all that, she sighs. I tried to call the Denver Post, but they put me on hold for ages. The Denver Post is a newspaper, for those who are wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, congrats on the true ending.
Nice.
Watch Herschel for 20 minutes, and he's only allowed to have that one piece of ham. Pictures of everything. Address, time, pictures to Facebook. Both quilt guilds she's in. 2 more I have contacts for. Next door, and the local SCA Discord for good measure. It's 12 minutes, and Herschel persuaded her to give him at least 3 pieces of ham. He is petitioning for a 4th by doing a little puppy dance on the living room rug. Okay, that's enough ham. People will be here in 10 minutes. Where is your cash box? Because apparently, I'm running an estate sale today too. This is fine. There's about 7 minutes of quiet. Then they descend. The first on the scene is Dee Dee, who doesn't believe in speed limits. She's arrived with a horse trailer. I remember that she is also moving. Hi, Doris, sweetheart. Why didn't you call? I had no idea this was today. I'm going to take all this to Goodwill here. Let me set this up on your lawn. Dee Dee is 73, has a special spiritual bond with Hello Kitty. She weighs like 98 pounds. I can translate that into kilograms if we need, so let me just do that. Move that. It should be like 44.5 kilograms.
I'll keep
Enjoy
my
rating
calculator up for any conversions we need.
Thank you, Ferret.
Alright. I've recently memorized the conversion for kilograms to pounds, so I just have to reverse that to figure out what I need to do.
Yeah, it's like 2.2
Anyways.
or something.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Enjoy your rage baiting.
Have fun. I won't.
Dresses exclusively in neon pink Sanrio clothing, the eye makeup drag queens aspire to. She also speaks non-stop at a volume normally associated with jet engines. Half the horse trailer is already spread out on the lawn. Doris is putting price stickers on stuff. Herschel is trying to tear open a bag of cotton batting. This and the arrival of approximately 56 minivans, 5 more trucks with horse trailers, and Corgi excitement screaming alert. Corgi excitement screaming, alert con magnifique that something is happening outside. Madame saunters off her porch to Doris and demands to know what's happening. They're supposed to notify the neighborhood and get a permit to. Doris, surrounded by her pack of silver wolves, shouts, "Oh, hello, everyone, this is Marissa. I told you all about Marissa." Further details in a bit. I think the Vikings are here. Someone's getting fired! Okay, so you know those high school house parties you see in movies where the person invites only a few friends, but those friends call their friends, and those friends call their friends, and soon like 500 people show up to one house, and someone calls the cops, and that one John Mulaney sketch with Scatter happens? Well, people will 100% do this too, except instead of a house party, it's an estate sale on a Wednesday afternoon. When the cop shows up, when the cop shows up, there are lawyers present, and he is in deep shit because his wife has just spent the afternoon admitting to doing a bunch of wildly illegal shit on tape. Yes, I do, hee. So when we left off, the party had really started getting underway, because Marissa, the Conte Magnifique, had decided to crash the estate sale and whine about, "We're supposed to coordinate garage sales in the neighborhood, and your friends are blocking the traffic on this cul-de-sac while nobody is home, wah. Dee Dee is about ready to throw hands, but she is nowhere near the most dangerous of the silver wolves. That's Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth turned 99 this year, and went paragliding for her birthday. So you understand just how hard she goes. Dr. Ruth sort of hobbles over and point blank asks, "So I understand you've been trying to start a homeowners association?" Marissa, entirely misunderstanding how much danger she's in, starts enumerating the trials and tribulations of trying to start one, because some people don't respect authority, and all the paperwork and talking to people, and she even had to ask her husband, a sheriff, to go around and hand people stuff to sign. Some people, right? Dr. Ruth nods. Some people, she agrees. You know, her son is a lawyer. Why doesn't she give him a call? Marissa, being a moron, responds in oblivion. "Oh, that would be great." Dr. Root hobbling back to Dolores. "Don't worry, Haven will handle this." Meanwhile, friends of friends and friends of friends of friends of friends are arriving, lured in because they heard the word long-arm sewing machine and handmade quilts. Various factions are present. The various factions present include, but are far from limited to, probably 6 quilt guilds, the Denver Art League, the Denver Leather League, the Vikings, the Klingons, the Colorado Wild Game Share, a pack of scientific illustrators, a pack of assorted scientists they brought with them, the Sheep Lesbians, the Horse Lesbians, extremely competent Finnish people, my scientific illustration professor and her sisters, who immediately take over the estate sale and turn it into an auction to maximize profit and keep the taxes in order. One brings along 2 additional corgis called Cap and Bucky. Pembroke corgis. They weigh about 21 pounds a piece, which in kilograms is... It's about half.
Yeah.
The timeline is all at once, literally right now. Oh, is a cardio.
The updates are basically being sent as they happen.
Yeah. It is a Tumblr post, and you can just reblog and update whenever you want.
Anyways, Herschel is a cardigan Welsh corgi and weighs 42 pounds, which is 19 kilograms. Because He's huge, even for a cardigan, and is delighted with his new minions. They worship him as a god and follow him around, so every time he sticks his face in something, two smaller corgi faces immediately follow, like some sort of adorable Cerberus. Pelts and meat shares are being traded out of the backs of trucks and vans. Someone's making bratwurst. Intrigued by the brouhaha, Doris's neighbors emerge. They are also geriatric and very nervous because Marissa has been harassing them too. They're telling this to the members of these factions that are also lawyers. Or at least 5 of them so far. And David isn't even here yet. Realize my realtor isn't here. I decide to text her. She's somewhere in the crowd, having a nervous breakdown because she's so late. Ma'am, it's 103 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Which is about, like...
It's fucking hot!
30...
It's
about
30 something.
39.
Let me get the exact. And then I have to go eat a sandwich. 39.4.
39.4, thank you. I was just handed a freshly grilled brat. Some bitch is incriminating herself on the lawn. Nothing scheduled is happening. You sit in the yard, watch the corgis play on the Palace School plastic slide set. They're disassembling it like tiny furry engineers.
Let's avoid numbers,
let's avoid all
yeah.
numbers. I'll do my best.
Plus, most of us Canadians can still use pounds for weight. Most people who do the metric system know pounds.
Takaru is
Takaru
in
Hero?
Canada. Yeah. But whatever.
But pounds are generally understood, I think.
Have a bratwurst. One of the Klingons appeared, having physically carried my realtor through the crowd, and gently deposits her on the lawn before handing her a bratwurst. Diane, the realtor, is not much older than I am, and from the preppy swaths of society that never had a dog growing up, and didn't know people could just make blankets? And what is this? It's like a hot dog, but spicy. She's having a learning experience. One of the horse lesbians comes over and compliments Deanne on her Dior handbag. Deanne thanks her and compliments the apparently expensive brand scarf she has on. Do you know all these people? The horse lesbian explains that she's part of the SEA. And what is, wait, fuck? Oh god.
Oh.
It was not Tumblr, it was my internet.
Yeah.
More livestock lesbians assemble. They are pulling off shirts to show off livestock and battle scars. And biceps. Deanne is learning a lot today. I'm just getting everyone's contact info and making sure Herschel doesn't consume his weight in bratwurst. Ooh. Oh no, Marissa's husband is here. Step out front. He has used the siren on his police car to largely part the crowd and pull into his driveway, but it has closed around him, and there is no escape. Starts huffing and puffing about blocked traffic and permits and the like, but this is not his usual Ken bully without consequences crowd. These are grandmas, veterans of the 60s protest front who never let up. He's starting to turn bright red and looks like he's about to cry, and I've got my phone out to record whatever incident is about to occur. And a Mercedes pulls up. It's David, Dr. Ruth's son, the lawyer. And I emphasize the because David is not some mere ambulance chaser. David is the guy that the state sends to prosecute corporate fraud, and organized crime, and other state departments. David was part of the team that took down the CEO branch, the Colorado branch of the KKK. David is all of 5, I could do that in centimeters, but we're not going to do. David is a short man, very round and and balding, that looks like the dictionary definition of nebbish, that moves with such intense confidence and authority that he pretty much has the Pillarmen theme blasting behind him at all times. So when he and 3 other lawyers from the state office step out of the car, Mr. Sheriff goes from red to white, like color-changing octopus. And I am 50% sure he shit himself. Because what he and his wife have been doing is very, very, very fucking illegal. Marissa, he garbles, shut the fuck up! Marissa is standing in the middle of the cul-de-sac, having spent the last 3 hours recounting to anyone who will listen about the measures she's had to take. And now the 5 lawyers that were here are delightedly handing over the paperwork that she had forced on Doris and her neighbors, and pointing at all the doorbell cameras and witnesses out to the state's top prosecutor. Friends, I ugly laugh. 4 hours later, the auction wraps up with a solid $400,000 to Doris's name. $40,000 to Doris's name. Sales on some of her larger furniture and antiques. It's whatever David gets in damages from the county sheriff's office. And her husband are fucking busted. Herschel spent all afternoon running around and eating snacks and is passed out on the floor. Diane is meeting up with one of the horse lesbians next week. The sewing machine went to someone else, but I did open my purse and found out Doris or someone else shoved a bunch of cash in there. I'm getting ice cream and going to bed. Yeah, no, that's the end of that story, and it was delightful. I read it at least once a month just to remind myself of it. The formatting is horrendous. It was written by someone in unbelievably hot temperatures, trying to run an estate sale.
Which makes it all the more fun and funny to read.
Mm-hmm. It's entirely 100% in bullet points.
Which is great for reading yourself, but not great for reading out loud.
Yeah, which is why I was so busted. Oh, I need a break. My throat hurts.
Hydrate!
I already have been doing that. I've had 2 Gatorades since we started stream.
Oh yeah, chat, there's been a saga recently. So in my area, lead pipes have been a problem, and they've basically made a commission to help try and handle all of the lead pipes to make sure we actually get rid of them. The problem is, they've discovered over COVID that they don't have to send inspectors to do things in person. They can just have people take pictures for them. Which is normally not an issue, because people have basements. I do not have a basement. I have something called a crawl space, where really only the first couple feet of it are easily accessible, and even then, me as a little 4'11" person, I have to be basically slab squatting as I walk. I have to walk like a drag queen who is staying as low to the floor as possible while walking. Yeah, basically a cave. Might as well be, because it's literally right underneath the floorboards. You can hear everything going on in the house from in there. And, well, I had to go. So, a little mental diagram for y'all. Hold on, let me find a nice little clean dirty patch of floor. So, let's say this is the shape of the house block I'm in. The door to our basement is right about there. The water pipes are about there. And there's a bunch of stuff here that you can't access. And there's tubes here, struts about here, 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 and the water tanks are there. So if you want to get to where the pipes are, you have to go down the stairs to the little crawl space area under the house, and it gets shallower the further you get. So I make my way over here, and then when I get about there, I have to get on elbows and knees. And I carefully make my way all the way back underneath some pipes. I break a light bulb somewhere around here that had been broken and dangling from wires for like 3 to 4 months. And then I snap a couple pictures of the pipes right here. I make my way back out. I send the pictures to the inspector, and he's like, hey, those 2 pipes there. You need to peel off the insulation on them and send me pictures of those. I say, fuck! Because after I had gone down there, I found myself with a cold. Coughing, sniffling, sneezing, throat hurts, drinking water isn't helping. So I properly suit up the next time I go down. I put on my thickest pair of pants, a hoodie, a face mask left over from COVID, and I go back down. This time I'm in a rush because I don't want to be down there for so long. It's full of dust, wood chips. I found a few rusty nails. And on my second journey in, I found a screw right about here that had fallen from somewhere. That's a problem for later, Jube. So I make my way back. I peel off my gloves. I gently, gingerly use my pointer finger and thumb to push aside the insulation on the pipes while I take a couple pictures, holding a flashlight between my teeth. And then I make my way back out, and I send this guy the pictures. I get an email later, like, hey, I'll need to do the inspection myself. And I'm like, great! Okay! When can you do it? Oh, Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Today was next Tuesday. The guy drops by at 8 o'clock in the morning. No warning of what time he'll be coming. So, and no one else was at home. And I did have the keys. My mom had the keys, because they're on her key ring. So, I quickly get dressed and dash downstairs, hoping my mom will come back by the time I meet the guy. I get to the door, and I see the truck driving off.
He has already left.
My mom gets back literally a minute later. And then I get an email right before stream starts, where this man says, hey, Tuesday didn't work. Can I come Thursday instead? So I responded with, hey, yeah, just tell me what time you're coming in advance, please. Thank you. Also, do it this week or in February. Services can give the worst experiences easily, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, a lot of my I'm traveling. 2, my mom is traveling. So there's gonna be no one in the house to greet you, sir. But also, I'll say this, I get that basements aren't cozy, but man, I don't think I should have been forced to go into my crawl space multiple times, because you don't want to go, to the place to inspect for lead pipes, because you'd rather stay in your office doing it virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I had first reached out to this guy, I hit him with an email that said, hey, I don't know I'm not sure which ones are the water intake pipes. Could you come and do it yourself? And he's like, oh no, you should know where your water intake pipes are. You should be able to turn them off if there's leaks. How come you don't know where those are? And I'm like, I'm not the homeowner. I'm just the most competent person in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Crawl spaces are only good when builders make them correctly. This was very utilitarian, if I may. We're talking not the flattest concrete basement, full of wood dust and regular dust and concrete dust. Because we don't go down there. We only use maybe the first couple of feet for overwinter storage. you know, you put your, like, lawn chairs and backyard tables and stuff back there.
Mm-hmm.
When stream ends and if VC happens, I'll show you a pic. I have pictures of mine. It looks like a horror movie setting. I got out and I had taken a picture of my gloves and pants after I had been down there, and it looked like I had army crawled through sawdust. To be fair, we don't regularly clean down there, because we don't go down there regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Crawl spaces with clean white lines with lights! Lights! We have like 2 light bulbs! Liners!
Yeah,
we have, you go down there, and it's the raw underside of the floorboards. Which is probably where a good deal of those nails came from, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they did add an extension to the crawl space when we had a renovation a couple years ago. That is very clean. Clean concrete floor, tile walls, perfect little ceiling lights, and I'm like, if only. If only.
But no, we must suffer.
A man episode of my teammates was playing Sniper Sim 7. Tilt's head.
I do not know what that is.
But yeah, no, here's to hoping the guy actually gets back to me, tells me a time and date, and I can handle all this. Sniper Elite 2 player. Okay, so it's someone who's playing a sniper role, and you're mad they're playing a sniper role. Or at least acting like they're a sniper.
Mm-hmm.
It's a battle royale. Ah. That'd explain it. I'm not huge on battle royales.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because they're one of the few games I can't get good at.
Not in certain horror games.
That in certain horror games, yeah. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a coward. I'm actually debating getting myself a heart rate monitor that works with because the new software I'm using for my VTuber does have a heart rate monitor add-on. So there is a possibility that next Halloween I'll do a stream with a heart rate monitor on. Ooh. Or perhaps sooner than that. Could be funny. Heart rate monitors are funny? Yeah. You'd be able to see my anxiety.
Mm-hmm. I'm so used to hearing that with society attached to it because of the history of the world, I guess.
Ah, yes. Hold on, I think I'm stuck tiny. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, is everyone excited for the holidays?
I mean, I guess.
I know I am.
And I have good reason to be excited.
Yippee! Oh well, my holiday's gonna be mad this year. Valid. We don't really have something like that, so I don't know. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for New Year's.
New Year's will be fun.
Mhm. Okay, where's the dirt on this barbecue side table that I'm missing?
Everywhere.
It's not the top. There we go. Okay, it's also on the hinges. Alright, let's... Oh boy, there we go. I like checking what's almost the most clean, because that lets me know what I'm likely gonna be missing later. You. Will there be another Void Stranger stream? Oh yeah! Not sure when,
Most
but
likely.
yeah, most of the streams are decided by vote. I put a list of games, and we randomly vote on them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check the edges. Oh yeah, I keep seeing information about Viscera cleanup detail too. Pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually gonna make it instead of like, oh, you have all of these same things but on different levels. It's like, hey, this level's gonna require this kind of tool. That level's gonna require that kind of tool. So they become less repetitive and more unique.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping they don't start turning to generative AI while they're working on it.
Okay, y'all,
If
I
so,
am
we're
back.
gonna lose a lot of
Welcome back, Ferret.
Hi.
My brother and I were talking about video games.
Ooh, hell yeah.
He plays Baldur's Gate
Love
3.
those.
Oh, hell yeah!
Sorry, I'm wearing my ADHD and D shirt. He's like, I know you play D&D, but have you started playing Baldur's Gate 3?
Yep.
Yes. He's like, I love it. He's like, one time, it was midnight, I'd been playing for several hours, and I go, I have about half an hour in me. And then my wife calls down from the stairs, it is 2:30, get your ass in bed, now! I'm like, oh, yikes, yeah.
Wait,
Yep,
was
probably
not
get to
happy
put the
about
video
that.
games away for now.
He's like, it's so easy to lose yourself in that game. I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kai, did you see the story I sent you before I left?
I have not, but I am attempting to beat a boss while I have the chance.
Yeah. Well, I sent the origin story of one of my favorite Reddit taglines ever,
Oh.
Oh, hell yes.
and there is a master post of popular taglines, at least notable ones,
Mm-hmm.
and so the tagline is, "It dawned on me that he was a wizard." And that is all I will say until the stories are read out. Oh, I got to explain
I
the
have
story
failed.
Oh,
No.
I got to explain the story of this one office worker who has never had a BLT in their life
Mm-hmm.
and thought the T stood in for turkey.
Oh, buddy.
And so did everyone else in their office.
Damn.
Damn.
They were in charge of ordering. And so they're like, yeah, if you want any substitutions, put it in. Didn't get anybody's substitutions for chicken, despite several of them being in there. Just, it totally skipped over it, apparently. And got so upset that this place was basically serving condiment sandwiches.
Oh, buddy.
Because he did not classify the bacon, lettuce, or tomato as regular sandwich fixins. The site that they were using to order, like they were ordering just from somewhere. The site must have had something like, this sandwich is bacon, lettuce, and tomato. But nope.
Nope, this man thought it was, turkey.
Yeah, they're like, am I overreacting? I didn't get the sandwich I ordered. It's like, what'd you order? A BLT. Yeah, okay, what was wrong with it? It didn't have any turkey. Like, yeah, that's normal. BLT's pretty, turkey-less.
Mm-hmm. Distinctly.
It's like, how Out of touch are you?
You're
If you're-
out of touch,
Free.
I'm out of time.
If you're in, like, America, and in an office environment, and haven't heard of a BLT.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bat sandwich, though. Mine was bacon, avocado, tomatoes. And toast, so it's bat. With 2 T's. But my dad warned me after he spread his extra mayo on my bread. After that, I had the non-buttered side up, which
Oh,
is where he put the
no.
mayo. And then apparently,
Oh.
I put the other non-buttered side up when putting together the rest of the sandwich. So I ate with butter hands.
That sounds like it'd be very slimy.
It was not great.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I got hair in my eyeball.
Oh no.
Or it might be an eyelash. There's something up in there.
Yeah, it could be an eyelash.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. That taken care of.
Yep.
Mhm.
Happens to me a lot. Yeah, I think it was like a couple days ago. I woke up like, man, I feel like there's something in my eye. I go to the bathroom. There's 2 eyelashes in the little crease underneath my eye. And one in my other eye, like just on the bottom lid. Right on the edge of the bottom lid on the waterline.
Yeah, I think that was Sunday? Or maybe Saturday.
Yeah, one of the 2.
Because we were in
I
DC.
hate when eyelashes get in my eye. I literally have like mirrors on hand so I can quickly retrieve them before they manage to actually get into my eye. Because I think I have, at least on the outer or innermost side of my eyes, a couple eyelashes that try to curve into the eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one eyelash that curls downwards instead of upwards.
Something got to my blood system. Oh, that's yikes.
But, you know, the one that curves downwards is never the one that's loose. It has never fallen out. It's always the regular ones.
Okay. Can I read this Reddit story?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, it's on Best of Editor Updates. Cross-posted by Direct Caterpillar 77. Who posts a lot of these. Like, they compile them a lot. So if you're on Best of Editor Updates, chances are you'll run into that name. Okay. It was originally posted by user Rare Cartoonist. Originally posted to r/therapists. Immigrant parents do not want me to become a mental health counselor.
Oh boy.
It was originally posted July 15th, 2023. Hello! I recently was accepted into a clinical mental health counseling program in Michigan. I am 25 years old and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering in 2019. Since then, I worked as a civil engineer and also held a managerial role at a tech startup. Since I was a child, I have loved helping others and always wanted to become a mental health counselor, but parental and family pressure pushed me towards a STEM career. My end goal is to start my own private practice as a psychotherapist. I'm a male from a South Asian background, so this is a non-traditional path. My family has been against this decision, saying that it is a poor financial decision and starting a private practice is impractical. program is going to take me 2 years if I go full-time through the accelerated path. I want to be able to support a family one day with my career, but the concerns my parents keep pushing have triggered some doubt in me. What if the market in my area is oversaturated? I've interviewed some mental health counselors that are making about roughly $30,000 a year, even with a master's degree. I'm not afraid to work hard to build my career. After I graduated college, I didn't mind working 80 hours a week, working 2 full-time jobs to build my future. Is the future as bleak as my family's making it seem? Or is their immigrant survival instincts coming out? Can anyone talk about their journey of starting a private practice? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Here's my program if anyone wants to take a look. There's a link to oakland.edu, clinical mental health counseling. And then about 2.5 months later, August 23rd, 2023. Hey guys! I posted here a few weeks ago and wanted to give an update. Background: my ignorant parents aren't too happy with me going to graduate school to become a psychotherapist. I did my BS in civil engineering, but it was never what I wanted to do. They told me I was going to be limited to a $30K a year forever with significant student loans. Update: I wanted to better understand if my parents were being irrational or if this was the brutal reality of mental health in the United States. My parents told me that they knew of a therapist who finished his grad school and is now on the brink of being homeless. His private practice was not panning out and he couldn't find any clients. I wanted to understand how common this was, so I reached out to a lot of therapists to understand their journey. I sent DMs to people in this subreddit and in person to practitioners near me. Thank you all for being so open and transparent with me. I interviewed about 50 therapists working across different states and sectors. I asked about life after grad school, what regrets they had, compensation history, and if they knew of any horror stories. The general lessons I learned were: 1. There were very few therapists that were at the $30K point. The only ones that I could find were those who opted to work in CHM/nonprofits. It's challenging to get compensated appropriately there since the budget is so tight. 2. The most difficult time in most therapists' careers is in the first 2 years after grad school, while you have a limited license. This time needs to be treated like a residency. The wages differ by state or focus, but the average during this time is $55K a year. 3. Once you have a full license, your wages drastically go up. Once again, the figures vary. The general average at a group practice at this stage was about $90,000 to $120,000. I also spoke to many people who started a private practice at this stage. This removes a lot of bureaucracy and paperwork, but puts finding bureaucracy and management on your shoulders. Many of those people were making about $180K a year, usually with 25 clients a week and $150 a session. I met a few who worked less because they wanted to focus on a different project or spend more time with their families. I also met a few experienced therapists who were charging $250 a session due to their niche and had 40 clients a week. That's a lot. Talking to everyone removed a lot of my anxiety. My parents weren't convinced, so they told me to meet up with the therapist that was a family friend. I decided to go meet him. I was quite confused at how this person's experience could be so different from all the people I had interviewed. I went to his office and first saw a sign that said, Metaphysical Minister. A bit confused, I knocked and entered his office. I saw some abstract paintings and an array of crystals. 40 people with marriage problems, yeah. I saw some abstract paintings and an array of crystals on his desk. I told him I liked his rocks and he started to tell me about the energy and healing powers of gems. My confusion grew. I sat with him and asked about his journey. He told me he was trained in the Caribbean to help people. I asked him if he was a therapist, and he told me no, but that he's an ordained minister, so he could technically do counseling. The blood left my face. I asked him again to explain what kind of degree he had. He told me again that he was a trained metaphysical minister. Note: metaphysics is defined as an idea, doctrine or posited reality outside of human sense perception. I asked him, "Are you allowed to be called a therapist? Is there any regulatory board over you?" And he told me, "No, there isn't." And it dawned on me that he was a wizard. This whole time, my parents thought I was training to become a psychic. I thanked him for his time and left. I then sat in my car for 30 minutes in shock. This was the man who was behind all of this. The one who caused all of this confusion. The one who sent me on a goose chase to understand how therapists become homeless. I told my parents what happened and went to go take a nap without listening to their response. I had a killer headache for the rest of the day. They don't seem to be on my case anymore, so maybe they changed their minds or are too embarrassed to talk about it anymore. I spent so much time researching a problem that doesn't exist. Anyway, I'm starting grad school on September 6th. Thank you guys for all the support and for everyone who is so transparent about their salaries. I'll keep everyone updated. Like, holy. Help.
This is like someone saying, like someone's parents being like, "Oh, you can't be a physical therapist. Your aunt is a physical therapist," and then you find out your aunt is a chiropractor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, the parents with limited knowledge of what actually goes on and like with actual mental health professions, because apparently that is not seen as a valid profession where they're from. Of course they would think that you're throwing your life away because you want to be a wizard. It's like if the Hogwarts train actually came to pick you up. And they're like, no. And it's just a regular train. You are a wizard, Harry, just not a good one. Yeah. Yeah, my coworker is a Reiki healer. And a lot of it's about vibes and energy. So if she can help you get your vibes in order, sure. But like, metaphysical minister is such a wild title. What church did you have to do this for?
The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
I guess.
That is a very interestingly colored tarp.
At least it provides a little bit of shade.
But I was looking at it, my brain is like, is this supposed to be something cloaked? No, wait, that's supposed to be a tarp. Why is it so blue-green? I've seen a blue tarp, but not a blue-green tarp.
There's another tagline that is a favorite of mine. That is, "I'm keeping the garlic."
Oh?
I have found the original post. This was originally posted in Am I the Asshole
Mm-hmm.
by user Garlic Throw RA, so throw a Reddit account.
Mm-hmm.
And also on Best of Reddit updates, they'll have a mood spoiler. It just says, I can't stress enough how batshit weird this is. Originally posted February 20th, 2024. Throwaway, because I don't want him to find this, but I'm honestly at my wit's end here. I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend, Jake, 24 male, for 4 years. I'd say we're a happy couple overall, but lately this argument has come up that's divided us. He's always had unique tastes. Cereal with orange juice instead of milk, mayo and butter sandwiches, and raw onions have been the worst culprits. I've put up with these. We all have our quirks, right? Well, 2 weeks ago, he started eating garlic as his midnight snack. Raw loaves of garlic.
As a
I
garlic
can't
enjoyer,
share
even
a-
I consider that a sin.
Yeah. I can't share a drink with him without it reeking of garlic somehow. And kissing him? It's like shoving a clove straight into your mouth. He swears he's only eating them because he didn't want them to go to waste, and that he would stop once he finished the head of garlic. But just when I finally thought it was over, I caught him sneaking a second one into the kitchen last night when he thought I was asleep.
It's technically healthy, yes, but biting into a whole clove, the compounds can literally seriously damage the mucous membrane in your throat, so you shouldn't just a whole thing of raw garlic. If you
It'll
want to
make
eat
things
raw
worse.
garlic, you chop it up, mix it with a little honey, and eat it. Because the honey
Or
at least
just-
makes a barrier between your throat and the chopped up garlic.
Or at least just nibble tiny bits at a time.
Nibble tiny bits. Yeah, you shouldn't
should
treat it
eat
like
an
an
apple.
apple like this guy.
Like onions? Okay, sure, I can see biting into.
You know, my dad
Garlic
ate
has
onions.
more paper than onions do. Okay, so I confronted him about his secret grocery trip this morning. He got really defensive and denied it. I'm not trying to be a nag here, but it's really wearing on me. This garlicky aura surrounding him makes me want to avoid him at all costs. But like, I don't want to do that because he's my boyfriend. Am I the asshole for giving him an ultimatum of no more eating garlic? Edit for context. His diet seems healthy overall, and he goes to the gym a lot. He had a doctor's appointment not long ago, and I don't think anything came up, but I can ask him to go again. Sorry if the title's confusing, I just feel bad because I did give him an ultimatum this morning, which I know isn't good. I really love him and don't want to break up, but I just don't know what to do. He hasn't come back since this morning. Okay. Relevant comments. You missed the wizard story.
Oh,
And
I already
now-
read that one.
Well,
Sorry, I had to have a chat about schedules with mom.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
yeah. Now I am reading a story about a guy who keeps eating raw cloves of garlic, much
Like,
to his girlfriend's
Eating them like
dismay.
they're apples. I like raw garlic. I like garlic in general, but I would never.
That's not great for your body either.
Uh-huh.
This person who put it on Best of Reddit updates has included some relevant comments. Relevant comments. If you really can't stand it, convey that. And OP goes, I tried to explain when I talked to him this morning. I told him that the other weird food combos don't really bother me, but the particular smell of this is too much. He said that I just need more time to get used to it, but it's been nearly 2 weeks already. Frowny face. Someone else said, maybe if you eat more, you'll get used to it? And maybe he's suffering from a vitamin deficiency and should go to a doctor? And she goes, I tried that too. Crying emoji, but the tears are green for some reason. When he first started, I ate a big bite just to see if it was actually good, but I just can't bring myself to eat anymore. He's not talking to me since this morning, but I'll try texting him tomorrow about a doctor's appointment.
Oh, we
Someone
got a
asked about
message
his
from
usual
Han
diet.
Han. My dearest parents, how do we feel about me getting a referral for being late to my math class that's 3 buildings away on the 3rd floor from my 3rd period class on the 1st floor?
Yeah,
Depends on
Mm,
how often you're late. Like, if it's just once, then maybe just.
I
keep
will
the
say
referral.
though, 3 buildings away, especially if the class very often, yeah, then that's I think maybe the school might not have considered travel time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, that's what passing periods are for, but still. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Someone asked about the boyfriend's usual diet. And girlfriend goes, besides the occasional unique food choice, I think his diet's pretty healthy. He eats his vegetables and gets protein and all that. And he goes to the gym. Someone else asks, is there anything else weird going on? And she goes, we haven't been going on our usual dates for the past 2-ish months, and he's had to leave to take calls a bit. But that's just because he's been swamped at work. Nothing weird. His busy season is almost over though, which is good. Hope he's voted not the asshole.
4 minutes for travel time, and it's 3 buildings away on the 3rd
No.
floor?
No. I would tell them to either adjust the passing period time or give you a different class.
Either that or have your previous period teacher let you out early.
Yeah.
Learn teleporting.
Or in teleporting, yeah.
If possible, yes. Anyway.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, so there's an update.
And if you do learn it, teach it to us.
Yeah, it would be very useful.
Okay, so there's an update. On the same post, February 21st, 2024, the next day. Hold on. Sneeze. Editor's note, move the TLDR to the bottom. Thank you all for your advice yesterday. You gave me a lot to think about. As it turns out, some of your comments ended up being spot on. Yesterday evening, I tried texting him about seeing a doctor like you guys suggested. He never replied. I guess he still has me muted. I spent the night tossing and turning. I kept going over what I was going to say to him when he got home. Not that it mattered, because he didn't come back last night. That worried me, so this morning I checked his location. He stopped sharing it with me through his phone, but I guess he forgot I can still see it on Snapchat. It showed about 30 minutes away at some house off a random back road. I was pretty confused and honestly panicked. All his friends that I know of live in the city. I tried to call him again and was sent to voicemail. So I drove over there to see what was up. When I got to the house, I noticed a woman about my age, gardening in the front yard. I was pretty upset already, so I flat out asked her if she'd seen my partner. She seemed surprised and asked if I meant Jake. She invited me inside, and there he was. Apparently, she's into gardening, and they met at her stand last fall when he went to stock up on onions at our local farmer's market. They hit it off and have been seeing each other for the past 6 months, and made it official back when his busy season started. She said lately she's been giving Jake the garlic she grew last summer since it's going to go bad soon. That's why he was so insistent on eating it by himself instead of cooking it into a shared dish like normal. And why he's been eating onions like an apple instead of letting me use them on my sandwiches. He didn't want to give me her presents because, in his own words, she grew it with love for me. And if you ate them, you would have known.
Oh, buddy.
How love doesn't have a flavor. Okay. At that point,
It
I
certainly
saw red.
does.
Yeah. So I just left. Since then, Jake's been blowing up my phone about how we can fix this.
No, you
and
can't.
that he won't do it again, but I'm so over it at this point. Just when I thought my life couldn't get any worse. When I was moving his stuff to the curb, I found his stash of garlic. Shoved in the back of his closet was 1 pound of garlic in a Home Depot bucket, along with letters she had written him. I'm keeping the garlic. I don't think we can ever come back
Good.
to cheating, but I'm going to at least get some good meals out of this terrible situation. Please send me your favorite recipes to use the garlic in. I need a distraction to keep my mind off of everything. TLDR, he's been cheating on me with a garlic farmer for the past 6 months. I wish I was joking.
Well, girl, you can never go wrong with some garlic confit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, girl, you can never go wrong with dumping his ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Entire man disposal services. How may I help you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so this was posted to Best of Editor Updates about 2 years ago. It doesn't tell me the exact day. But Editor's Note 2. So Editor's Note 1, OP's posted in r/garlic and cooking, asking for recipes, and then link to another comment exchange. And then Editor's Note 2, OOP commented on this post. Whoa, hey Reddit! Thank you all for the advice and great recipes, and thanks to user Lucy Aria Rose, who was the one who posted to Best Reddit Updates, for helping to share my story. All these comments made me think about how this must have been for the farmer. So much so that I reached out to her today. I might have drunkenly found her on Insta the night Jake dumped me. Not my proudest moment. I can see what he saw in her. She's sweet as can be and apparently was just as blindsided by his cheating as I was. We got to talking and she even offered to help with my goodbye garlic dinner that I've been planning for this weekend using some of the recipes I've seen. I'm honestly a bit nervous to be face to face with her just because of how much this whole thing has hurt me, but I might take her up on it. Yeah.
Just tell me if he steals her from him.
Garlic lesbians.
Or that they just
Or they
fully
become
kick him to the curb.
besties. I hope they become besties.
Yeah. Please.
They probably are becoming besties. Ah! And then I got smacked with a fish.
So, her posts are, am I the asshole for controlling what my boyfriend eats? And then in r/garlic, what to do with 1 pound of garlic? r/cooking, recipes or foods with garlic. Oh, that one is, any recommendations for food to make lots of garlic? Please reply ASAP, thank you. There's a couple on r/treadmills.
Fine.
Okay, first one is how to make treadmill go faster. I need to go fast, please, fast.
No.
And someone said press the up arrow for speed. And then the second post. Can you mod treadmills? I need to go faster. I'm maxed out. I'm maxing my out. Please help it go faster. And then
To go.
Fables
hot
keeps
sauces.
going from Emirus to a VTuber I never heard of.
Like their voice? Huh. Okay.
Oh, her voice, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Then in r/DIY hot sauce, garlic help.
Yeah.
Garlic hot sauce, recipe.
Recipe.
Spelled recipe.
Recipe?
Recipe.
Recipe.
Recope.
We are coping hard.
Someone said, please don't delete your account. We would love to keep reading about your garlic quests.
Mm-hmm.
And then Okay, so in r/garlic, your recipe too hard. New recipe, garlic s'mores.
Garlic
No.
s'mores!
The picture is of a bulb of garlic, completely wrapped. Like, straight up just
No, that-
a bulb of garlic. Skewered on a metal skewer. Lit on fire. Against a white door. Someone was like, oh my god, she's actually doing it. And someone else said, are you saging the house with garlic to keep him from coming back? Well, someone else said, he's not vampire. The garlic... He's not vampire.
He no vampire.
The garlic will draw him in.
Probably not.
I guess this one is cooked though, and if he only likes it raw, then maybe not. And then same picture in r/depression meals. He left me with so many garlic s'more, and then just garlic s'more.
He left me with so many garlic s'more.
And I think she posted these when drunk or something.
Probably.
Because these all do not match the punctuation in the original post. Deleted user just commented with a question mark. And she replies, he cheated with Garl Kick Farmer.
Girl kick farmer. Favorite parent? What if I asked you for a book? Very much joking, because I don't have enough money for a book. There's a lot of... I know a lot of, libraries, you can get a app that'll let you read their books. If you have a library card or membership.
card?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they'll have
and
You
like
can also request a book.
yeah.
Like, hey, I really, really want to read this. Can you look at other libraries in the area and see if they have this?
But, it doesn't have the book I want. No! You can always request, and hopefully they can stock it. They're usually pretty willing to try and stock new books.
Because that means they get you back.
And if they don't have it, they can always ask, like, another library in the system to lend it to them. That's actually, the job I'm debating seeing if I can get at a library. It's one of the people who does, like, the inventory, like, taking the books from around the library, getting them checked in, seeing which ones were taken off the shelves, and collecting books to be sent to other libraries.
Oh, self-published too. It could be some like Amazon print on demand.
Yeah.
Which is honestly what a friend of mine did in high school. Oh, also, on the original Best of Redditor post, someone commented about the Garlic Girl's POV. Imagine you started selling the extraneous produce from your garden at a farmer's market. You meet a cute guy, hit it off together and date for about 6 months. Occasionally give him some onions or garlic or whatever you couldn't sell. You'd rather they be eaten than go to waste, and something nice to do for your boyfriend. One day, your boyfriend asks to stay the night out of the blue. You accept, not thinking anything other than maybe he's feeling down or just wants to spend time with you. The next day, you're out in your garden doing your thing when a woman pulls into your driveway out in the middle of nowhere. She asks if you've seen her boyfriend. Horrified at the implication, but wanting to know the truth about what's going on, you invite her in. Turns out, you're the other woman. It also turns out that the onions and garlic you've given him, he's just been eating raw? He also thought that if he used them to cook like a normal human being, that his other girlfriend would get suspicious. She leaves in a gust of righteous anger. You're left just staring at this man.
That's not a man, that's a man-child.
Well, it is 30 after.
Yeah.
And I am. Yeah. I'm not getting
Anyway.
deeper into the Scarlet story. I'm not.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. We stream Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 7:30 p.m. EST. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to be notified when I go live, and I hope to see you in the next stream. Goodbye!
Bye, chat.